everyone, so today's video is finally going to be my uni video. I've been meaning to do this for quite a while now, but I thought that considering uni is starting back from next week, I thought I'd put this out for you guys now. So I've written down a list of a couple things that I think might be helpful for you guys in terms of like organisation and budgeting, and then just sort of my tips, because I'm in my third year this year. If you guys didn't know, I'm studying to become a teacher, third and final year of study, which is really exciting. So if you have any questions about that, just ask down below and I will answer you down there. If there's enough questions, I guess I can do a video on my uni experience. I don't know, just let me know what you guys want to see. So I have two main tips in terms of organisation. One would be to keep a diary of some sort, whether it is electronic or like a physical paper one. I just think that's really important, because you need to have all of your ideas, your meetings, you know, everything like that documented, so that you don't double book yourself or kind of like take on too much and then forget about other things. So this one's by Kiki K if you're curious, and it's not a page to a day one, it's got like 3 days to a page or 4 days to a page, you can't really see. But this is this week's one, and I've just written down days that I have lunch, days that I have appointments, when stuff like expires, like I had a voucher that expired, you know, just so that I know that I have to spend it by then. So I'd really recommend that you write due dates in, and then even write like alerts to when there's due dates, write in work, write in anything really that's going to be a day that you have something on. And also if you can, if your kind of lectures change around and rooms change, definitely write them in as well, so that you aren't left like on campus having to find someone that you know or check your timetable online and be late. So that's just a really simple tip, is just to keep a diary, whether it is electronic, you can do it on an iPad or on an iPhone, it's up to you, but as long as you keep track of everything. So another thing that I want to talk about is kind of how to organise your notes, which obviously the most important thing is that you do take notes, because in my first year I was really kind of dodgy at taking notes, and I found it really annoying, and I was really mad at myself when it came to like exams and assignments, because I hadn't taken down enough useful notes. So I really think it's important to A, take notes, and B, to keep them organised. So there are two main ways I'd recommend that you take notes. If you're going to do them physically, like writing down pen and paper, is to get either a ring binder and separate it into your different papers, or to get one of those like books that have 5 different sections in it, and then have one for like English, one for maths, one for whatever, just so that you can keep it all separate. And then what I do is I'll do like session 1, write the title of the session, and then just write as many pages as I need to, then miss a page, session 2, just so that it's all in one place, and then also highlight like key points, highlight like references and stuff, books that they recommend, websites that they recommend, so you can just easily like open the book, go to the topic that you're looking for in your book, and then find the information there. If you don't want to take notes physically and you want to use an app or use your computer, I'd really recommend downloading Microsoft OneNote. You can get that on iPad and computer, and I'm assuming you can get it on Macs as well. Well, you can, I'm assuming, because you can get it on an iPad. But basically what it is it's like what I'm saying with that notebook that has multiple sections. You create a notebook on OneNote, and then you can create little sections within that notebook for each topic, and then within those sections you can create different pages. So you can have like your big notebook for uni, and then you have one with English, and then within that you can have session 1, session 2, session 3. And that's really good as well, because you can copy and paste things, you can put the links in and they're actually hyperlinks, so you can just click on them. You can put pictures, graphs, everything like that in there. It's just basically like an electronic notebook, and it's really helpful. It is a free app and computer program, so I definitely recommend that you check it out. And the really good thing is that it links between your devices, so if you have it on an iPad, what you have on your iPad, if you have it linked, will come up on your computer. So yeah, it's good, because you can like use your iPad for uni like I do, and then when I get home, if I need to use it, I can use it on my computer instead. Now, one thing that I want to talk about that some people probably disagree with me on is textbooks. Now, personally, I don't buy the textbooks until I get into class and I talk to my lecturer about it, and they explicitly say like, you need to buy this textbook. Last year I bought 0 textbooks, because we use the textbooks maybe like 4 times in class in each lecture, and I wasn't going to spend like $600, $700, $800, I don't even know how many dollars it would have been, like extremely expensive. That being said, I would have bought one of my books, but I got given it from a person who was leaving, so you know, I just do think that you should find out if you actually do need to buy them first, because in my first year I bought 3 books that we didn't even use, and that was about $250 that I wasted on books that I didn't even use. So you can do that, or you can actually just borrow them from the library, because most unis will have the textbooks in the library. Photocopy them, you can borrow them from your friends and photocopy. Half the time you can find them online on Google Books or similar websites. You might not get all of the book on there, but it's better than spending $150 when you're not going to need to spend $150. Especially if you're doing like a mainstream course like business or IT, you can actually find the entire books online. And if you are going to buy them, try to find them secondhand, because you can get them for so much cheaper, and there really isn't that much of a difference between the different editions. It's usually just like a tiny bit different, but really it doesn't matter because you have the same information. Another tip that I have for you guys in terms of like note taking and stuff like that, that I found really helpful last year, is for each sort of subject that you do, especially if you're like me and it kind of carries over each year, you do like maths 1 and then maths 2 and then maths 3, is to keep like a document that's just like a basic bibliography for every single thing that you find for that topic that's a good link, because I swear I always go back to the same books and the same links every single time that I do an assignment. Like I will go back to the same thing. So if you have like a page, and then for maths you have like, you know, like division or like multiplication, and you have like a whole bunch of links for that. So the next time you need to go research that subject, you already have like a basis on where to start. That may not help you guys depending on the topic that you're doing, but I would really recommend like throughout the year, if you have to do like little mini research for like little, like not assignments, but like for homework or whatever, just to keep track of them, because it can help you later when you're coming to write an assignment or study for an assessment exam. Yeah. Another thing that I found really important, and that I know other people find really important, is to keep in contact with your lecturers. Like, don't be afraid to ask them questions, both in class and out of class, because they are there to help you. They're being paid to help you, and chances are they've been asked dumber questions than you could ever ask them. They're there to help. That's their intention. Like, don't ever think that your question is dumb, or that they're going to think that you're dumb, because I think they'd rather that you ask them than you be confused and, you know, not follow. I just think, you know, you're paying for this experience, so why not make the most of it? Don't just kind of be timid and not want to ask questions and worry about what other people think, because that's really not important. Remember that everybody is there for the same purpose. You're all there to get a degree, so you don't need to worry about what they think about you. Also, along with that, I find that uni is a lot different to school. Like if you're going to uni and you're kind of worried about it, I find that it's a lot more, it's still kind of chatty, at least because I have like class-based classes, like they're not lecture hall, but people are all there for the same reason. Like I just said, you all have the same interest in a topic, so it's not, I don't know, I like it a lot more in that sort of sense, you know, because not that many people will be dicking around. Like people don't really, you know, try to be idiots, because they all are there for the same purpose. So along with don't worry about what they think of you, just know that you're all there for the same thing. And I also find that making friends at uni is a lot easier, because people are less like immature and annoying. So if you're worried about that kind of aspect of things, when I first started uni I was terrified that I'd have no friends, but I swear like I've made more friends at uni than I ever did at high school, because you are all in the same boat really. Like you're not all angsty and like hating school, you're all there to get a degree, you chose to be there. Now the final topic that I wanted to talk about is budgeting. Now for me, when I'm budgeting for uni, the way that I look at it is I budget like a certain amount for each day that I'm at uni. And this is kind of hard for me to explain because my logic is kind of flawed with this. But for example, this year, I basically have 1 full day and then 3 days where I'm there for 3 hours. So I budget in my parking. The first day the parking is $6 and the other days the parking is $3. So that's already $6 I need for 1 day, etc, etc. So then on the first day, because I'm there for a long time, I say that I give myself, you know, like $10 for food so that I can buy lunch and get like a drink and stuff. Whereas on the other days, I give myself $3 for food because I don't even really need to eat because I'm only there for 3 hours, you know what I mean? For me personally at least, I'm a lot more likely to succeed when I have a daily budget rather than a weekly budget, because when I budget weekly, I kind of spend that weekly budget in the first few days because I'm like, it's okay, I can afford to go over my budget, when really I shouldn't go over my budget. If you find it easier to budget weekly, do that, but I do think budgeting, especially when you're buying from like the canteen, is really, really important because it's way more overpriced than you think. So definitely consider that, or just do the better thing and just bring your own food in. They always have microwaves and like hot water machines, so you can just bring noodles and heat them up. You can bring like little sachets of coffee and hot chocolate, which I would really recommend because the hot chocolate and Coffees at uni are way overpriced, and that's just such a money suck, especially if you have like more than one a day. But yeah, as long as you budget everything, I think that's the most important thing. Like, I budget so that I can have a nice lunch while I'm at uni, rather than bring in like a sandwich from home. But it really depends on, you know, your personal self and what you like to spend money on. So that's everything for my uni advice video, guys. I hope it helped you. If you have any more like videos that you'd like to see, like either about uni or about advice or anything like that, just leave your requests down below, and if you'd rather people didn't read them, you can message me, whatever you like. But I do like kind of helping you guys out with this sort of thing. I'm not the greatest advice giver, but these are just tips that have really helped me, and that I know have helped my friends and my boyfriend and stuff like that with uni, because it is really like kind of different going into uni rather than high school. But yeah, if you guys have any tips for anyone else, feel free to share them down below. If you have tips for me, that's totally cool. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome year at uni or college or school or whatever, because these tips can kind of be transferred to school as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!